Hi, I'm Dave from boinaband.com, and welcome to Day 6 of the 7-day song on Darkstep drum and bass. My girlfriend is currently asleep right near my computer, so if during the course of this tutorial you hear a violent punching sound, immediately preceded by a whimpering 22-year-old, then I start whispering for the rest of the day, you'll know why. Yesterday, I taught you how to make some sweet effects, a pinch bend synth, and a quick little loop. Today, I've finished the arrangement, and I'll discuss it with you. Talk about how I've set up some sweet filtering on the bass, and go through some of the notes I've used in different sections. Okay, let's start with the arrangement. Darkstep can have a few different permutations, but since I was asked specifically to cover different syncopations on this sponsored 7-day song, I made a halftime section as well. So I'll just go over the order now. I've got a short intro. This section here which just has a weaker kick and ghost snare acting as the main percussion, and this one's just 8 bars long here, just rather than the main beat. Yeah, then I've got the lengthier extended intro. This is where it kicks in with the main beat for the intro, building to the first kind of half drop. I've used those filtered loops, here you can see, just to make things interesting, and over the 24 bars from this one plus the 8 from the short intro makes for a 32 bar intro overall. And you can see I've built things up, like I bring in the atmosphere there, and we've got a nice little reverse going into the next section. Then the next section is the half-time kind of half drop. The bass and pads kick in at this point, and the drums change their syncopation. This keeps people interested since it's obviously a whole different feel. This is 16 bars long, and then it crashes out into the break. And this is basically the build-up to the drop. I've filtered the bass to bring everything down in energy. I'll be discussing how I've done this in a second, but it maintains the tension nicely. This is 16 bars long, and there's a simple kick pattern leading up to the drop here. And the bass synth gets violently pitch bent up to accompany that other violent pitch bend synth we made yesterday. And then it's the drop. You can see here it's a big old drop. The bass stops being filtered, the beat kicks in, and all the effects are in full force down here. I've gone for a huge drop since I didn't want to waste that bass. It's 64 bars long, but for the second 32 bars I brought in that second bass. You can see tiny amounts of that here, just to keep the listener from getting bored, so it just goes for just a tiny little cut out of everything and focuses on that bass. It's really important to make interesting fiddly bits for people to latch onto, otherwise it's literally just copy and paste, and no matter how cool your production, there's only so much copy and paste someone can take. After that, we've got another break, another 16 bars, switching it up this time, and then the break goes into that half-time, half-drop, the second one. Another 16 bars. Back again with that hip-hoppy syncopation, but partway through the beat changes and speeds up just like it did in the break back here, and then it builds into the second drop. 64 bars again, and blammo, back into the action. Lots more interesting bits included, including my favourite part of the song, around here. Just in the 32nd bar, I think, if we have a quick listen. Freaking cool as hell. I pulled a face like I'd eaten a lemon when I thought to do that. I'll explain it later in part 3. Then it goes into the outro. Just 16 bars of stripping it down to a filtered bass again. Then this builds up to the crash. Yep, this is just a crash cymbal and nothing's going to really make it more interesting than that. Okay, so that's the arrangement. You can obviously choose something different so long as it's relatively predictable, so a DJ can mix it easily, and so long as you have an intro and an outro for them to do so. Join me in part 2 where I'll be explaining how to filter the bass line.